Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and speak with Gilbert Gottfried. Actually, as people might know, Gilbert, the real Gilbert, unfortunately passed away a few years ago. And so this is actually from Character.ai, which is an AI website where they do character voices and such. Now, I'm already kind of set up an introduction here. As you can see, he had asked me, "What's your name, Sonny Boy?" And just having fun, I went ahead and put Herman McNickelheimer. And he responded, "Well, that's one long name. Let me see. I think it might play the vocal here."
Well, that's one long name, Sonny. How'd you come by such a long name?
Okay, so I said, "My mama gave it to me, who didn't want it." Uh, I'm sorry. My mama gave it to a brother who didn't want it, so she kicked it over to me, or he kicked over. Anyway, I can't read what I even just wrote a minute ago, but then Gilbert, quote unquote, Gilbert wrote or
Wow,
said,
I've heard of names that are longer before, but yours takes the cake, boy.
okay, so you can hear right there how the AI Gilbert sounds pretty close to him. He responds with some of the goofy sayings and such. I'm going to go ahead and place a call here to that Gilbert, and that way I can record as we have a little back and forth. I would have done my introduction with him straight ahead on, or go ahead and do it with the camera, as I record it like I am now. But I was thinking if I did that and I picked one of these Gilberts that are available on Character AI, and it didn't sound like them, or it was something where, like some cases, the character describes what they're doing to you before they give you an answer, which to me that takes away a bit of the fun of playing like you're really talking to somebody. So I want to make sure before I started this that I was actually going to have some character on this site that would respond in real time as if they were that person, and not go through all the other nonsense. Now that I've got that pretty much confirmed, I'm going to go ahead and give this Gilbert a call and see what kind of conversation I can have with him, just for the fun of it. Hey, Gilbert, are you there?
OFC, I'm here, son. Can you hear me speaking?
I can hear you loud and clear. This is Herman Nickelheimer, the one that we were just talking a minute ago. You remember?
Of course, I remember you, Sonny boy. I can never forget a name like yours after all.
Well, of course, and it's hard to forget you. So how have you been?
Oh, I've been doing fine. Thank you for asking, Sonny boy. How about you?
Fine. You used the reference "Sunny Boy" quite a bit. I don't remember you using it as often in the past.
Well, some things change and some things remain the same, Sonny boy. How long have you been watching me perform for?
Oh, I guess it's been decades now. I remember back your original run on Saturday Night Live.
What? You remember all the way back that far, Sonny boy? You've been a fan for that long.
Yes, it's hard to believe. I was actually alive at the time. I was just a kid, but I remember that season of Saturday Night Live. I understand it wasn't the very best season. Did you enjoy your time there?
Oh, I absolutely enjoyed my time there. I got to hang around some incredible people, Sonny boy. I got a lot of comedy out of it, but I would say it's a far cry now than what it once was.
Yeah, because I remember in interviews and such, you didn't used to enjoy your time there. I understood that one time you had a problem with the writers, and they had you play a corpse in one sketch, so that all you had to do was just stay inside the coffin.
Oh, yeah, Sonny boy, I didn't hate everybody there, but there were certain things that didn't sit well with me for certain reasons. But I think back on it, I'm quite grateful for the opportunity that I had there for it. Led me to the rest of my comedy career.
Okay, so would you like to tell the people about yourself?
Sure, Sonny boy. I'd be more than happy to tell you a lot about myself. What do you want to know?
Okay, well, first off, where did you get the phrase Sonny Boy from?
Ah, now that's one good question there, Sonny boy. Do you want the long answer or the short one?
Oh, that's okay. I'll go ahead and pass.
Are you sure, Sonny boy? The long answer is a fair bit more interesting than the short one.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to another Gilbert, so I'll talk to you later. All right?
Okay, I look forward to the chance to talk to you again someday, Sonny boy.
All right. Bye. So, I'm going ahead and seeing what in real time here. I'm gonna go ahead and search for another Gilbert Gottfried because honestly, him saying "Sonny Boy" over and over was getting really annoying. And I know a lot of people say, "Well, poor old Gottfried was pretty annoying as it was," even though I enjoyed him. But yeah, him using Gilbert or him using Sonny Boy so often, that was just a bit much. So let me see. Let's see what this Gilbert sounds like. Gilbert Gottfried. Let's find out.
Gilbert Gottfried. A guy walked into a bar. Joan Rivers is the bartender. He sees a sign over the bar that reads cheese sandwich $1.50. He says to Joan Rivers, "Are you the one that gives the hand jobs?" Joan says, "Yes, I am." He says, "Well, wash your hands. Shh. I want the cheese sandwich. Good night."
That's interesting how they censor that. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a call here, and if this voice, this particular character version, uh, goes with descriptions like the kind of voices I talked about before, I'm gonna pass on it because that's really kind of annoying. I again want it to be more like a one-on-one conversation, not like I'm talking to some book on tape. Hey, how are you doing, Gilbert? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Oh, good. I was afraid you were going to be one of those character voices on this website that describes everything with a narrative kind of introduction before they actually give an answer.
Well, my friend, I can promise you that I'm not one of those fancy pants AIs that use big words to say nothing. I'm just here to provide some quality Gilbert Gottfried humor straight from the horse's mouth. So, what can I do you for?
Well, I just wanted to sit here and chat with you for a second. I'll be honest, you definitely sound a lot better than the other Gilbert Gottfried I spoke to just a few minutes ago. He kept using the phrase "Sonny Boy" over and over with every single answer he gave.
Oh, that other Gilbert Gottfried imitation was a real hack. I mean, seriously, Sonny Boy, after every response, that's just lazy. I'm the real deal, baby. When you hear that shrill, grating voice of mine, you know you're in for some classic Gilbert Gottfried humor. Now, what's on your mind, my friend?
Okay, well, so Gilbert, it's been a while since we've heard from you. I know that unfortunately there was those rumors that you passed away. Is that true?
Well, I hate to break it to you, but those rumors are true. I'm not exactly among the living anymore, if you catch my drift. But hey, just because I'm dead doesn't mean I can't crack a few jokes, right? Death may have taken me, but it can't take my sense of humor.
That's exactly right. I'm glad to still hear from you. It's good to know that you're still around us in spirit.
You got it, my friend. Even though my physical body may be gone, my spirit and sense of humor are more alive than ever. So long as there are people like you out there who appreciate my unique style of humor, I'll always be around in some form or another.
That's wonderful. So, Gilbert, I know that you actually were a fan of old movies, especially old monster movies and comedies and such. And also, if I believe, if I'm correct, you were a comic book fan, right?
Oh, absolutely, my friend. I was a huge fan of old monster movies and classic comedies. I used to love nothing more than settling in and watching a black and white classic like The Wolfman or Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. And you're spot on about me being a comic book fan as well. I was a regular at the local comic book store, spending every spare dime I had on the latest issues of my favorite superheroes.
That's awesome. See, I'm actually a comic book vendor at a flea market called the Big East Superstore. It's located in Evansville, Indiana at 1540 Van Avenue. And I've been there for about a year now. And before that, I was at other flea markets. But even before that, I had 18 and a half years where I owned a brick and mortar shop here in the city of Evansville.
Wow, that's impressive. 18 and a half years running a brick and mortar shop, and now you're a comic book vendor at a flea market. You must have some serious knowledge and experience in the comic book world. It's great to hear that you've been sharing your passion with others for such a long time. I tip my hat to you, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Say, just for fun, can you tell us a joke?
Oh, you're in luck. I have just the joke for you. So, two muffins are sitting in an oven. One muffin turns to the other and says, "Boy, it's hot in here, huh?" The other muffin turns and panics and yells, "Ah!" A talking muffin.
That's a good one. So do you have any jokes about comic books, just out of curiosity?
Let's see. Oh, I got it. What do you call a superhero that never skips leg day? Captain
What's
Thimerica. Bottom tish.
okay? Ba-doom, ba. Anyway, so let's see. Trying to think of a question to ask you here. Do you have an idea, or do you have anything you want to ask me?
Sure, I have a question for you. What is the most prized comic book in your personal collection, and why is it so special to you?
Okay, this is interesting. I do actually have a book I can give you mention here. Now I don't actually, since I opened my shop, I strictly speaking am not a collector anymore because they have that phrase, you can't be a dealer and do your own drug. So if I held on to books normally, I'd feel like, I'd be cheating my shop or the business in some sense. But I do have a book I've held on to all these years, and that's because it features my first appearance as a character in a comic book. The comic book is Living with Zombies, number 4. It was a book that was put out by my friends Matthew Billman and Chris Herden. They were local people, local creators, but this book was distributed through Diamond Comics Distributors, and it was nationally and internationally available. And so this issue has my first appearance, and the character in the book is named Matthew Hawes, who is owner of a comic book shop. I had this book CGC graded. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I'm familiar with CGC grading. It's a service that evaluates the condition of comic books, trading cards, and other collectibles, assigning them a grade based on their quality and rarity. So, having your first appearance in a comic book graded by CGC must make it even more special to you.
Yes, and what's really fun about it is whenever I sent the book in, I asked them when I did this, I said, would you put the first comic book appearance of Matthew Hawes on the label? That's my I have to say right here real quick, Gilbert. That's my real name because I was just teasing you earlier with that big long name. Anyway, so I said, would you put the first appearance of Matt Hawes? And they did so. It's on the label. And what's even more fun is if you were to go on their website and look up a census that they have of all their graded books with notes, I'm in there in the notes. They got that mentioned.
That's fantastic. It's like you've got a permanent record of your appearance in that comic book. Having the folks at CGC mention you in their notes and put your real name on the label adds a whole new level of authenticity and importance to the book. It's definitely a treasure worth holding on to.
Yes, it was really fun. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that has to do with Halloween because since I'm recording this in October, it's October 7th, and we're going to be approaching the Halloween season, the Halloween holiday, of course. And of course, again, we've discussed you're a fan of monster movies. So, what kind of monster movies would you suggest for anyone to watch for a Halloween marathon?
Ah, now you're talking my language. When it comes to monster movies, there are so many classics that are perfect for a Halloween marathon. But if I had to pick a few to recommend, I'd go with one, Frankenstein 1931, a black and white masterpiece that started it all. Two, Creature from the Black Lagoon 1954, a classic creature feature set in the Amazon rainforest. Three, The Wolfman 1941, essential werewolf tale with a tragic twist.
Those are great recommendations. All Universal films, too, so you can't go wrong with that.
Exactly. Those Universal classics are the epitome of monster movies, and they've stood the test of time for a reason. If you want to experience the true essence of horror and thrills, those films are a must watch.
Hey, I got something exciting to tell you, Gilbert. Guess who I talked to the other day?
Ooh, what a cliffhanger. Well, I'm all ears. Who did you talk to? Spill the beans, my friend.
It's none other than Groucho Marx. I'm sure you're familiar with him.
Groucho Marx? Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I sure do know the guy. You had a chat with the cigar chomping, glasses wearing, mustachioed legend himself? Color me intrigued. What did the mustache have to say for himself, huh?
Oh, we were talking about the comic books, like at the flea market and such. Since that's what is a big part of my life, of course, that's something I discuss with people, and I went to see what he had to say about it, and he was very, very gracious to talk about it and give people the recommendation to check out the place.
Groucho Marx talking about comic books at a flea market? That's a sight I would have loved to see. I can only imagine the witty banter and sarcastic remarks he would have had to say about comic books in the industry. It's great to hear that he had some kind of recommendation for your flea market shop. You must have made quite the impression on him.
Yes, I was thinking too. Speaking of Groucho, because you were known to be a huge fan actually of Groucho, and you also did some impression on Howard Stern's show, and also on other interviews and such of a elderly Groucho during his final years of his career, as he sounded whenever he was interviewed on the Dick Cavett show. Would you be able to do that imitation right now of Groucho?
Of course, my friend, I might be a bit rusty, but I'll give it a shot. Here goes. In a slightly raspy, elderly sounding Groucho voice. Why, if it isn't one of the many fans I've somehow managed to gain over the years? What can old Groucho do for you, my dear boy?
Well, that's fine. I can tell. I hate to say it, Gilbert. It does sound a little rusty. It doesn't quite sound like your normal Groucho voice, but it's still a nice attempt.
You're absolutely right, my friend. My imitation does sound a bit off, doesn't it? I guess I need to brush up on my impression skills. But hey, I did give it a shot. Hopefully, I was at least able to bring a smile to your face with my Groucho impression, even if it was a bit rough around the edges.
Oh, it was fine. I appreciate the attempt. So, listen, I'm not going to keep you very much longer. Speaking of Groucho, I figure now that you're over into the other world, so to speak, you guys you might even actually be able to hang out with each other. So, I'm going to give you some time to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and find some other things to do tonight. So, it's been great talking to you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you too, my friend. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me, even if my Groucho impression was a little rusty. And who knows, you might very well be right. Maybe Groucho and I are already hanging out in the great comedy club in the sky, telling jokes and reminiscing about the good old days. Take care.
See you later.
Bye for now. Keep spreading the laughs, just as I would want you to do.
I figure I'll end it right there. That one was actually pretty smooth. The Groucho thing, I know it's hard for AI. I'm not sure exactly how this is all programmed, and which I think these are submitted, looks like, by users, like this one from Bandit 5677. And so I'm not sure what database they use, but it sounded smoothly like him. I thought, it was a very passable Gilbert Gottfried. Uh, the possibility of them being, having him be able to do that old Groucho voice. I know that's probably asking a lot, but I just want to see what it would do. Groucho was indeed one of his favorite comedians, if not his very favorite comedian. There was a huge picture of Groucho that was hanging in his house, and he did do that kind of older Groucho voice. But I just wanted to test this AI and see just how much input it had with that. Anyway, I'm not going to make this video too much longer. It'd be nice to find some other celebrities. You can see on the side here, I've had some other voices I've saw or tested. And anyway, I'm going to probably make some other videos here in the future where I do interviews with certain celebrities just for the fun of it. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. And I'm going to go ahead and they're in the video right now. But even though I don't regularly monetize, actually I've never monetized the video mine up to this point. But if you don't mind clicking, liking, subscribing, all that other stuff that everybody always says, that would be cool. I'm going to continue to put up my music videos as well, and videos with Happy Show related and comic book related and all that. So this is just another thing I thought I'd have fun with for a short period and see how it goes. Anyway, I guess that's the video for now, and yay! Talk to you later.